welcome to day 11. You haven't seen much of me wearing my yoga clothes because it's absolutely freezing, and it's still freezing today, so I'm in the cosy living room next to the fire. I thought today we might explore low lunge a little bit, which is a really nice pose for opening the hips. Something to be aware of is if you've got slightly dodgy knees, then think about having, if you've got a yoga mat, you can fold it in half, or if you've got cushions, you can put them underneath the knees. So I'm just going to come back so you can see now. We're going to come to low lunge from a kneeling position just for the purposes of this. And there's a bunch of things to look out for when you get there, and then there's a bunch of things we can do when we get there. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my right knee forward. In fact, I'll do this from the side so you can see. I'm bringing my right knee forward and I'm looking to try and get a 90-degree angle. And you can take your other leg further back or bring it closer in. Just see how that feels for you. I'm going to come back to the front just so you can see the things that we're going to do. So what I'm trying to do is push my weight into my back, my front heel. If you feel like you want a bit more balance, you can always tuck your back toes, but that does put a bit more pressure on your knee, so see how you get on. And then when we're here, initially, we're just going to kind of feel it out. What we're trying to think of doing, rather than sticking our bum out, is tuck our bum under and almost think about aiming your bum towards the back of your calf, so you're actively pushing down. And then if we think about, imagine squeezing your two legs towards the centre and pulling up with your pelvic floor so everything is engaged. So that's a basic low lunge pose, and then from there we can do the usual things with our hands. If you feel that it's going to help with your balance, we can bring them to prayer. We can bring, I quite like cactus arms because it really opens up your shoulders, and for me it's not as much pressure on the shoulders as the full extension of the pose, which is raising our arms. So I'm going to come to cactus arms, and I'm actually going to do a couple of cat-cow kind of motions here. So I'm going to bring my arms together, I'm going to round my shoulders, and then I'm going to open up. Let's do two more of those. And then from here I'm going to do a version of what we would call peaceful warrior if we're in a warrior pose. So I'm going to raise my right hand, and with my left hand I'm going to reach down towards the back of my left thigh, and I'm going to lean back. Now you can tuck everything in and lean back and really stretch up with that arm. I'm going to do another thing while we're here. I'm going to do a twist. And I'm going to twist. I'm going to bring my left arm forward and my right arm back. I'm going to twist, and think about twisting from your spine. And keep breathing. And I'm going to come back to centre. So that's a basic low lunge. I'm just going to show you a high lunge for the difference. You might lose the top of my head, which is something that you can explore. If you're feeling confident, you can just tuck your back toes, and again we're looking for that same bend, taking our arms into cactus, and that's a high lunge, and we often transfer from a high lunge to a warrior two. But as I say, for the purposes of today, we're sticking with the low lunge. So this time I'm going to bring my left knee forward, and I'm going to think about the same things. Tucking my pelvis under, squeezing my legs together, thinking about pulling up through the pelvic floor. So what that means, can you see the difference when I'm just sagging there, but when I pull up and I'm squeezing my glutes so everything is engaged. And I'm going to come to cactus arms because that feels really nice. And then I'm going to do a couple of those cat-cows while I'm here. go, and I'm going to do that twist the opposite way, so my right hand forward, and watch, you can see how the knee tries to flare out, so we're going to try and keep that in the middle. And then I'm going to come back to centre. I'm going to raise that left arm, reaching back with my right. Think about really pulling up from the waist. And then we can let that go. So there's a lot more we can do from a lunge position, but that was just a basic introduction for today. I hope everyone's keeping warm, and I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste, everyone.